Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome back to the channel after a tiny break, I'll say, and welcome back to a new series. I think I'm going to call this either Analog Archives, Analog Stories, something along those lines, where I sit here with you and just hang out, show you what I've been up to during the week or 2 weeks. I think it's going to be either weekly or bi-weekly video, probably bi-weekly, and I will do like a theme video in between. And yeah, it's going to be basically flipping through my pages for the week, for the 2 weeks, in my Hobonichi weeks, and my cousin, and if there's anything else like a commonplace or something like a commonplace entry or something else that I want to show you, I will include that. But this video is going to be just hanging out. So I want to apologize because I did a poll on Instagram about what you wanted to see, and I think it was commonplace with me, the video that or the idea that won. However, I've been having a very rough beginning of the year. I started very sick the year, and then I got sicker. After I filmed my last video, I got the flu, which somehow affected again my ear, and then we were back with an ear infection. And I think because I couldn't rest during the holidays and I was feeling very burnt out, I got very upset. I got very upset, very done actually. So I was just kind of falling into old patterns of like thinking, which are never very healthy. So I decided to take a step back, and when I sat here and I pulled my commonplace to do the video, I couldn't do it. The way that I commonplace is I read from many different sources, like could be articles, books about a certain topic, and then I take from those sources whatever I think it applies. However, I don't have the mental capacity to do it right now. I can't do it. So I will not be filming, I don't think this week, that video. But if I feel better today and tomorrow, which I have both days exclusively to myself, then I will upload it. But most likely it will be a voiceover. You know when you would like to gently slap some people? Yeah, that was a day I had, and I didn't want to focus on that feeling because overall I was not feeling bad. I was feeling sick but not bad. So yeah, I think from this day I started to feel very burnt out, and it just kept going. But yeah, and this face is because my partner cooked a very yummy food. Actually, I told him like I was craving this dish, which is like mandu, what did you call it, mandu stew or mandu soup, and he very kindly went out because he was resting. He went out and bought the ingredients and then cooked it for me. So yeah, very thankful for that. And then as you can see here, I got very sick. I was at work, I was starting to feel very, very sick, and Erin had actually, I think that day or a few days before, uploaded these printables on Patreon, and I was like, oh, this is serendipity, like I just got sick. So yeah, I printed this, and here I'm talking about a podcast that I just started listening to, which is in Spanish, but if you can understand Spanish, I think it's very easy to understand. It's called 1 Hour, One Book, and they also have a series within that, which is 1 Hour, One Author. And I started to listen to 1 Hour, One Author about Virginia Woolf, which is my favorite writer. And oh my God, I was in awe. Like the production is sensational. They merge the author's life with like the book. So during this time, this author was writing this book, and then they read from the book, and they read from the journals if they're available. And it's and the voice of the the reader is, it's fantastic. So deep, so nice. So I just spent my whole day, which was a bit more chill at work, listening to that. And that is why my Virginia Woolf journals are here, because since that moment I wanted to start reading them again. So yeah, I'm slowly working my way through her first journal, which is from 1915 to 1919. So First World War there. And then the next day, my partner and I, we decided to have a very active date, which we went to an escape room. We went to, I don't know, like something games. Like we went to play games, but they were active games, so you have to use your body and you have to pass missions, and you had only 18 minutes to do it, which was very fun. And this picture is from the games, and everything was like blue, purple color, so almost you cannot see us, but yeah. And also we went to Point of View, which is one of my favorite stationery stores, and I got the Pentel Matte Hop pens in red, which is very nice, quite thick. It's a 0.1, oh yes, 1.0 nib. And I got this, so this tiny notebook is a B7, so it is actually the size of a passport notebook, but it's slim, so a slim B7 by Edit. So this is Mark's Ink company, and it's called Edit, and they have in B7, B6, A6, A5, I think. The A5 are very expensive, but I decided to buy this one, which was not that expensive, because the paper looks so good to me. I don't know if it's Stone River paper, but it feels so nice, and it is so wonderful to write in. So I actually have this little notebook in my office at work, so on my desk, and I leave it there, and every time I have a thought, feeling, because I'm going to go into a tangent, but my dad, one time I was getting very sick, and I started to have some I don't know how you call it in English, but my throat was getting swollen, and I had to get a lot of things tested about that. And my dad said, because at that point I was working in a place that I hated, my dad suggested me this activity, this exercise to try, which is write things that you should have said but you couldn't say because of the circumstances. Either you cannot, even if you want to yell to your boss and scream things to them, actually you can't do that. I mean, you can, but the repercussions won't be like tiny. So my dad always suggests me, like, write things that you would have liked to say but you couldn't, because either you didn't feel safe, you didn't think it was the time, you were not ready, whatever it is. And I actually do that here. So I'm not gonna ever show you this notebook, but yeah, and it's fantastic. This paper is great. I don't know, guys, if it's River paper or what. So these are all fountain pens, and it's so good. It doesn't say if it's Stone River paper. I've checked, but it doesn't say. And I'm very intrigued about the A5 size for next year, because I do know they do have some planners, like daily planners too. The paper is great. So yeah, I have this one with me, and that's what I bought. So it's called Edit Grid Notebook. And then here I just didn't feel very well. This day I was not feeling great at all, and I am someone that has been raised near a body of water, so near the ocean, very, very close to the ocean. And every time I felt overwhelmed, bad, sad, I always went to the beach and walk and walk and walk. And since moving, I have not been able to do that, because I do not have a very substantially big body of water next to me. And I am known to, every time I feel sick, bad, overwhelmed, I take a shower, because the feeling of water makes me feel so relaxed and calmed. So this day, while I was waiting for my partner to wake up, I just went to a stream. So we do have, like, right beneath my house, I have body of like a body of water, tiny, have a stream. So I decided to go on a walk, and it did me well. I don't know, I felt very good afterwards. And I think this is a crane, so I saw a crane when I was walking. And I do have I have a lot of tattoos, and I have a very big crane on my hip. So I don't know, it felt like somewhat a connection, a message, something like that, and it made me feel a bit better. And then the 15, yeah, not easy, and also I spilled my whole tea here, so not great. And this is a picture of me waiting for the subway. I think this is the 5th subway that I have to let go, because you can't fit, you literally cannot fit. This is the door, and this is the people there, right? So this is rush hour, which is a nightmare that I have to live through almost every day. That's why today I don't want to go out, because I don't want to take the subway. So yeah, not feeling great. And yeah, I was very worried about how can I fill these pages when I'm not feeling okay. But yeah, I have this calendar that I showed you before, but I think I have, or maybe not. Oh yeah, I have the cover here. So this is the 2025 calendar. I got it from Amazon Japan, but it's from Long Life Design. And I've been cutting the numbers sometimes to just do some decoration. So yeah, I've been enjoying doing that. And then here I was feeling kind of nostalgic, I think, and tired. And I put a picture of my friend and I in 2023 when we not first moved, but we were very new to the city, and we were students and had lots of time. I mean, when you're a student, you have other responsibilities, but you don't have to be from 9 to 6 in an office, right? So you can manage your time a little bit better or more freely. And we went to a lot of museums at that time, and we were exploring a lot of things, like neighborhoods, things that we liked. And I really missed that time. So I just printed that picture because Instagram reminded me that this happened in this day. So yeah, and I reflected about my lack of time, right? Because also my schedule is not great. I don't have days off as people do. Like, I don't rest on the weekend, so it makes it a little bit harder to meet people for a long time. Like, right, I can have dinner and stuff with them, but I cannot hang out for the whole day, which I really miss. So that's one of the reasons why I've been so overwhelmed, because I actually want to change my job, but I can't do it as easily as I can say it, because the reason why I'm here, it's because I have a job, and if I want to change my job, I need to first find it. So I can't apply for a visa. And yeah, no, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it because I get overwhelmed. So yeah, next day I came across yes, a post about Masahisa Fukase, and I just decided to write about it because why not? I think it's so lovely. So he basically shot each morning from the window of their apartment his partner as she was going to work every day. So you can say it's a different outfit, a different vibe that she's going for, and I don't know, I thought they were lovely. There's so many pictures, so I just chose a few of them. And then next day was my grandma's birthday, so I'm very far away from her, but it was my grandma's 86th birthday, and I decided to just print the picture that my brother sent me or posted, I can't remember. And I just wanted to, my grandma is someone that I have to be very thankful for. She has helped me tremendously in everything she can. Yeah, I'm extremely and ever grateful, and she knows it, but I feel very bad that I couldn't be with her on her birthday. So I just kind of wrote a little bit about it, and then I wrote about my tarot card of the month, because it was so bumpy this month that I wanted to see what is this tarot card all about. And yeah, it's not the best card to get, I guess. And then next day, so yesterday I'm feeling a bit better. I think maybe you can also tell I'm feeling better. You just need to rest sometimes, and I came across this picture by Tony Baccaro, I think, which he is from the 70s, and this is New York subway, and I thought it was kind of like the vibe, lovely vibe. I like it. This man here, he's eating, I think, or drinking something. That it's just great. And I also reflected a little bit on adult friendship, which is something sometimes not easy, but yeah, I'm very lucky to have very good friends, so I reflected on that. And this is today. So these are my inked pens, because some people ask me. So the green is by Diamine, is Wagner, and I have it in this lamy, transparent lamy. Yes. Then I have the Iroshizuku Yamaburo, which I do have in in my Twisby. So, well, you can see it here. It's almost done. And then I have Robert Oster's Fire and Ice in the Kaweco press. And I use for writing right now the Vanishing Point with platinum carbon ink. However, disclaimer, not a lot of people like this combination. I have no problem with mine. It's not dry, it writes very smoothly, it doesn't splash ink, it doesn't get stuck, but I know it doesn't work for everyone, the combination of a Vanishing Point and carbon black ink. So I want to put that out there, because I like this ink because it's waterproof and archival friendly, but yes, I know that it doesn't work with all your fountain pens, and it can stuck a little bit your nibs, because the nature of waterproof and archival ink. So be aware of that. However, I do not have any problem with it, and I clean them. Even though if I'm going to refill my pen with the same ink, I am going to clean my pen for a day, and I'm going to let it rest, and then I will refill it once it's dry. So I really do clean my fountain pens quite often, just because it's relaxing. I don't know, I find it kind of relaxing, like when you have to wash your makeup brushes. I don't know, I find those things relaxing, so it's a process that I enjoy. So yeah, I think if you're going to use archival inks, maybe you have to be a little bit more careful with the cleaning of your fountain pens. But yeah, so this is all. I've been loving this notebook. I thought that I was not going to be as committed as I am, but I've been loving it. And when this notebook folds a little bit, like as you saw, day 14 and 15 are a little bit more meh. My Hobonichi weeks is always there, but guys, I don't like the paper. I thought I could get over it, and I thought I wouldn't be as bothered as I am, but I actually am, because the difference between writing with this pen here and writing with this same pen on my Hobonichi weeks is totally different. Like the feeling, how thick it looks. Like, I don't know if I can show you. I haven't finished the week because I want to journal about very personal things here, and I actually didn't want to show you guys, but yeah, it's different, and the vibe, the feeling is different. Like it drags, like the pen drags. I don't think it's as smooth. So I actually have been struggling a little bit, because even though this is my favorite setup, I have not been loving the process of writing in it, because I am not a fan of the paper. Again, I am thinking of changing to a ball pen or a gel ink pen for this week. So I haven't started this week. It's just looking like this. Oh, it's so thick. It doesn't look good. So I want to maybe go back to a Muji pen or something like that to see how I feel, because I love this notebook, as you know. I love it. So yeah, this is how my weeks have been looking. This is when I was feeling better or not by the end of the week. Yeah, I was not feeling great. So yeah, this is kind of a different way. This is where the home date. I finished sprint. I ended up finishing The Garden Against Time, and then I read. So let's talk about my books. I read a short novel, a short story, which is called El Ruletista. I have not been able to find the English translation, but it's by Cărtărescu, which is a Romanian author, which has an amazing, not easy to read, but amazing novel that I recommend. And I will put it here because I don't know the title in English, but it's wonderful. It's just, he's so good. If he doesn't get the Nobel Prize at some point, I will be very surprised because I think he's very, very deserving of it. And sometimes he can be a little bit intimidating, I guess. So I wanted to read one of his short stories, and fantastic short story about the Russian roulette game. So good. But actually it's about memory and writing, and why some people create characters, and why some people create stories to be I don't know, be an actual thing that says like I lived, I've been here, I passed time on earth, I existed, I guess, like as proof of your existence. I thought it was beautiful. So I'd really, really recommend it. If you like Cărtărescu or you're interested in reading Cărtărescu. So I was going to talk you about Miss Iceland. So I mentioned it last week because I was or 2 weeks ago. So I was very taken aback by the cover, the English cover. And not only that, but the title, because someone in the comments said, I'm also shocked about the title. And I completely agree. So in English it's called Miss Iceland, and in Spanish it's called The Writer, La Escritora. And I don't know why it's called Miss Iceland, to be honest, because there's no pageant in the book. So basically the book is about a young woman from Iceland in the 60s, and she moves from a very small town to the capital, Reykjavik, and she wants to be a writer. She's an aspiring writer. But no, actually she's a published writer under a man's name, because at the time they didn't want to publish young women authors. So she is meeting all of these people in Reykjavik, mostly men, who are pushing her to become a pageant, to participate in Miss Iceland. And she keeps saying, no, I'm not interested. I want to be a writer. I'm not interested. But, you know, everyone is pushing her. And she meets this man who is a poet himself. And they start this relationship. And he, even though learns that she wants to be a writer, he's pushing her to cook for him, to clean for him. For Christmas, he gives her a cooking book, which there's nothing wrong with that, but she didn't even show a slight interest in cooking. But he's like always saying, my mom used to cook this amazing meal, I miss it, things like that. And she has two wonderful friends, one young woman, young mom, who lives in a basement, who cannot almost go out and see the sun. And she has started her own journal, she has to hide from her husband, because he says that that's nonsense. And she writes these beautiful, beautiful entries, and she has amazing thoughts and ideas. And she has this collection of awful paintings in her house because they are full of color, because that's the only light and sun she can see. And then she has this queer friend who just wants to love, and his dream is holding his partner's hand out, and without no one just trying to beat him or fight him and things like that. And he is a fisherman, which was kind of like the thing that most men had to do at the time in Iceland. And you read about him, his perspective. Like, he wants to design clothes. That's what he loves to do. And the characters are wonderful. The three main characters are very, very wonderful, and the book is great. And also you get a little bit upset by the end, because yeah, it's not a perfect ending, but I don't think it could have been any different, I guess. And the book that I'm currently reading right now, it's called Marianela, and in English is the same title. And it's a Spanish classic book, and it's wonderful. It's about a young girl, an orphan. She lives in a close to mines, exploitation mines, and she is helping this kind of affluent, or the son of an affluent businessman, but he's invalid, so he cannot see. He can't see from birth, and she is the one describing him the flowers, the sky, the water, the caves and mines. And one day a doctor comes to town, and he says to him, actually, I think I can fix your eyes. I think I can fix your vision. And she's so scared because she's 16 years old, but looks like a baby because she has not been properly fed during her whole life. She may not be the most beautiful little girl out there, and she's completely devastated by the news that he's going to maybe gain his vision, and then he won't like her again or anymore. And it's so sad, but so wonderful. So that's a book that I'm currently reading, as well as the Virginia Woolf's Diaries. And yeah, this is how the week is looking. This is this actual last week, but yeah, I haven't filled this one in yet because I wanted to keep it to myself, because it's been a mentally challenged week. So I wanted to just reflect on why I felt so bad. Like, was there a particular reason that made me feel so upset, or it was just like the flow and vibe of everything? And this is this week, so nothing so far. And I actually am going to try to write with a ink pen, a pen rather than a fountain pen, because yeah, let's see, because I really like how it looks. I really like my Mahogany Cheeks, as you know, and this is the book that I take with me everywhere. But you know, when I flip through the pages, it doesn't look bad, I don't think, personally. But when I'm writing with a fountain pen, I'm not enjoying the process, because it just, sometimes it's hard to even read what I wrote, because all the letters just become just one single black thing. So yeah, kind of struggling with that. But yeah, kind of having fun, I guess. So today, as I said, I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to upload it today, so on the 20th you're gonna see the video. And I hope you enjoy kind of this most like hangout series, once a week or once every 2 weeks. And I think I'm going to try to film tomorrow with this book. Really enjoying it, enjoying the process of it. I don't feel pressure, I feel great. So yeah, we will leave it here, and I'll see you guys at the end of the week. So I hope you guys have a better week or a better month than I had so far. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.